Hello and welcome back to Jenny Thermo-Crazy. Thanks for cooking with me again today. We will make together the creamy coconut chicken curry, one of another great dishes we usually show in our cooking experiences. So today I'm going to cook with you together online, and you're going to find this dish in the cookbook Flavors of India. Also, the recipe obviously available on Cookie-Do online. And once again, I brought you a little bit closer to the screen so you can cook together with me. All right, so as I said, this is one of our favorite recipes. So I want to show you another way how we can access recipes today. So by swiping, we can access Cookie-Do right here on the screen. So I could start typing in the recipe to bring it up. But from our home screen with the three stripes up here, if I click on that, then I go into an extra menu. In this menu, I can access my recipes. This means these are the recipes I have selected from Cookie-Do and I have saved them. Or my week, where I can access my weekly meal planner, but also recently cooked, and that's where we're going from today. So I get the whole list of recently cooked dishes right here, and we have it right here on the top. As always, this is my navigation system, so let's start cooking. We start with weighing in 350 grams of cauliflower. So the best results with the chopping of the cauliflower, or any vegetables for that matters, if they all have basically the same size, the way they go in. So using the built-in scales, I'll just start weighing in the 350 grams of my cauliflower florets. Wow, on the dot. Then I'm clicking on next, and as always it wants me to put the lid on top. Yep, have done that. And now it has set the timer to 5 seconds, and it asks me to turn the speed selector to 5. But you will notice we're chopping up, or we're grating the cauliflower florets, but we're not using the sharp side of the blade, we're using the blunt side. But basically all we want to do is separate them and turn them into cauliflower rice. So this is done. And that was 5 seconds on speed 5, and just beautifully separated the cauliflower florets into rice bites. So what we're doing next is we're transferring the rice into the varoma dish. So the varoma, again, this is our steaming unit, and I'm using the lid this time on the bottom, so to avoid the rice goes through the holes, and just pour that in there. All right, in the next step, I'm simply going to repeat that step. So now we're popping the rest of the cauliflower to the first batch. And what I'd like to do usually when I steam my vegetables in the varoma, I like to make a little bit of hole in the middle. So this way enough steam can come through the bottom. Next, we're going to weigh in 10 to 50 grams of fresh ginger. I've peeled that. 1 clove of garlic. Well, as you know me, 1 is never enough. I'll take 2. And 1 to 2 fresh long green chilies trimmed and cut into halves. I don't have green ones, but I have red ones. They're quite mild, so that works for us as well. So whatever you have in the pantry or you can get your hands on, just fine. Popping the lid back on and chopping that for 3 seconds. So now you'll notice the screen says do not scrape down the side of the mixing bowl. And the reason for that is we are going to saute or brown some onions now. So I'm going to weigh in 200 grams of brown onions. And in the next step is going to ask me to, there's the olive oil. Oops, here we go. Weigh in the olive oil. And now we're using high heat again. So that's the benefit of the TM6, that we can use high heat, the Thermomix basically, as a fry pan. And to avoid splatter, we're going to attach this, the splash guard there on top, just to keep our kitchen nice and clean. All right, I've done that. And now we are sauteing the onions in the Thermomix bowl with maximum temperature. And all I need to do is turn the dial and it starts sauteing. And we are done. So, now let's have a look what happened to the onions and the garlic and the chili in there. Again, sorry that you're missing out on this beautiful smell. Alright, in the next step, it asks us to add 90 grams of tandoori paste. So I want to show you, I usually make my tandoori paste myself as well. Recipe for that is also in the Flavors of India cookbook. And because I use that recipe so much, I freeze them in 90 gram batches. So this way my paste stays fresh in the freezer and I can use it or take it out just portions that I need per cooking, and I don't have to worry about additives or preservatives in my pastes, and also don't have to worry that they will go off. Every time I use them, I just, before I start the cooking, I take them out of the freezer and then they are thawed and ready to go. So with the tandoori paste, be very careful because there's turmeric in it, and turmeric makes really beautiful yellow stains, and it's hard to get them out anymore. Okay, next step is to weigh in the tomato paste. Same, like I said, with the pizza recipe, you can make your own tomato paste. And we're weighing in 100 grams of water. And 20 grams of almond meal. So almond meal is also something you can beautifully make yourself in the Thermomix. I'm going to show you how to make almond meal and almond milk in a different video, which is coming soon. And finally, we add in the chicken. So it says 500 grams of skinless, boneless chicken cut into pieces. Best in these curries works chicken thigh. You can do it with chicken breast, but when you do, be mindful, it's a very delicate meat and it will fall apart. So sometimes, depending on which cut you're getting, the chicken breast can turn out into a pulled chicken. So chicken thigh works best. For the chicken breast, I recommend you use the butterfly whisk, add that as a stirring aid and go on reverse. And we're adding a little bit of salt, teaspoon of salt. I always like a little bit more. And now, instead of the measuring cup that we usually have inside the mixing bowl lid, we only add the varoma there on top. So lid comes first, then the varoma dish, just making sure we have a little bit of hole there in the middle. And putting the lid on top. And all we need to do is now turn the dial and walk away. So steaming means, so set for 8 minutes on varoma temperature. Varoma means the highest temperature setting goes together with the varoma unit. And we're going on speed 1 on reverse because we don't want the meat to be cut up. So at the same time, the sauce is cooking in the bottom and the cauliflower rice is steaming on the top. So meanwhile, I have cleaned up my kitchen and rearranged everything. And before we head on, I just quickly want to point out to this beauty over here. This is a spatula that comes with the Thermomix, and I just wanted to quickly show to you that wherever I'm going to put it, it's never going to touch the kitchen bench. So another utensil that doesn't make my kitchen dirty. So it helps me keeping it clean. How cool is that? Anyway, moving on. And now it wants me to stir the cauliflower rice. And what I'm going to do is I'm just making sure that the bottom parts go to the top and the top ones go down to the bottom. And you can see when your cauliflower rice is cooked, when it becomes a little bit translucent. There we go. And by now, the cauliflower rice should be cooked. We open the lid always away from us. You can see that once it's hot. And I always use, the lid's actually hot too. So what I usually do is I just hold it with a tea towel, and then I can use the lid as a saucer. And here you can probably see the rice is beautifully cooked. So I'm going to set that aside for now. And the next step will be to add some coconut cream. So before I do that, I quickly want to give you an insight how the curry looks like right now. Oops, not too far. Okay, so we still have beautiful pieces in there, so no shredded chicken thanks to the chicken thigh. And I'm gonna pop that back in. The recipe asks for 90 grams. Coconut cream. I usually use a bit more. And popping back the lid back on and cook it for another 2 minutes. What also works really well with this recipe, you can add a little bit more vegetables instead of reducing the chicken, or you can replace the chicken completely and making it a vegetarian dish by, for example, replacing it with capsicum, chickpeas, and zucchini. And this way you can turn it also into a vegetarian meal. And that was it. So now we are ready to serve up our beautiful chicken coconut curry. I've already placed some cauliflower rice in this bowl. And here we go. Ready is our dish. Thanks again for cooking with me today. And I hope that was a little bit inspiring. So you're going to try and give the creamy coconut chicken with the cauli rice a try yourself. As I said, you're going to find the recipe either in the Flavors of India cookbook or on the Cookie Dough collection. If you haven't had the chance to look into Cookie Dough right now, or haven't had a chance to look into it yet, cookiedough.com.au is the place to go, and you will get 30-day free access to all of the recipes there. So hop over there right now and check it out. And I hope I see you soon when you come back and cook with me another beautiful dish. All right, guys, dinner's ready.